Warren, thank you very much for speaking to us here on the show. How's the mind? How's the body after a very long and busy, eventful season for the Lions? How's the body feeling?
It has been eventful, but feeling good and excited for the new challenges that lie ahead. You know, it's always exciting and a big privilege to get chosen for your country. And when everyone comes together, there's a lot of excitement. And you know, we just want to keep improving. It's a massive challenge now going into the Rugby Championship, playing against the best sides in the world. So it's another kettle of fish this time around.
How difficult is to switch over the mindset from sort of franchise rugby to the national team?
It's not too difficult. We've had, a good rest now, and a lot of familiar faces now coming together in the national squad. So there's a good feeling and a lot of continuity from the Irish Test match series. So it's definitely not too difficult.
Just one question on the Lions. You as a captain, having been with the team through this sort of rebuilding phase, it must make you so proud to see how far the team has come and every single player that has sort of stepped up to the plate.
Definitely. The amount of players we've developed and the youngsters that have put up their hands, especially this season, has just been incredible, and that's probably been the key to the success of our season, is the youngsters stepping up. And whenever we've had an injury, myself being out, Alton being out, Yaku missing that one game or having an injury during a game, every single player that stepped up to that role has put their hands up and played exceptionally well. So we've been very privileged, and we're lucky enough to keep that same squad for next year, a lot of continuity. So I'm looking forward to it.
Excited for what's to come for the Lions next season?
Definitely, really excited, and especially now in the Currie Cup. There's a chance to blood those youngsters even further. A lot of them got a taste of Super Rugby, having a start here and there, coming off the bench, and now they're going to get a chance to start and really make a name for themselves in that position. And that's going to give them a lot of confidence, and they're just going to go from strength to strength. And obviously for us as a union, that's what you want. You want that competition internally, and that just drives performance.
How different is the level from playing in Super Rugby and then playing for your national team? I know you were saying that just in training it's on a different level altogether.
Yes, we were speaking about it after training today, and it definitely is a different level. The intensity just goes up a notch. Everyone is sharper. But it's really enjoyable, to be a part of it, and the faster it is, the better it is for us. We really enjoy that fast-paced game, to make those decisions under pressure, to make them quickly and to make the right decisions. I mean, that's always the challenge.
Everybody talks about the Springboks being in somewhat of a rebuilding phase. Do you think that this is the case?
Look, you can call it what it is, but I mean, there's a new coach. A new bunch of players starting or getting opportunities. So, I mean, it is a cliche when everyone says, rebuilding, but it is a bit of a new era in Springbok rugby. A lot of legends have now retired or playing elsewhere. I mean, guys who've played hundreds of test matches for the Boks. So it is a bit of a rebuilding phase, if you'd like to call that, but definitely an exciting phase. We've seen already in the Irish Test match series a number of players putting up their hands and getting their first taste of international rugby and performing extremely well.
Swandile Stick was saying that Coach Alistair Coetzee and his coaching staff are now trying to play a certain way of rugby, a bit of running rugby, and he's found players to be able to take that vision forward. Maybe just tell us about this evolution. We've seen it with the Lions, but it needs to be on another level once again if we're going to implement it on Springbok level.
Definitely. We won't veer away from the traditional strength of Springbok rugby. I mean, set piece at international level is key. I mean, your scrums and your lineouts, and when it comes to rucking, I mean, that is first prize. And once you can generate quick ball, then you can release the backside wide. So we're trying to play at a high intensity. Really, guys bouncing off the ground, getting on their feet, and making good decisions, running good angles, and definitely playing with more width. So we want to spread the ball out wide, and like we have in the Irish Test match series, but we still need to do the work up front. We still need to have a fantastic scrum and a solid set piece. So the balance is going to be key, and of course the kicking game is also very important. We've seen that now. I mean, even in the final, we saw how important it is to have a solid kicking game and make right decisions there. So balance is going to be key, especially at the international level.
I know Coach in his previous press conference said that there's been a lot of work with the ball carrying, specifically in the ball carrying positions. Do you think that sort of did us down in the Island tests, and obviously looking to improve on that in this rugby championship?
Probably everywhere. I mean, we want to improve. You know, I believe we steadily improved from that first test match. Probably weren't very happy with, you know, a bunch of aspects, that being one of them. But steadily improved and managed to, you know, to win that test match series where no one was giving us a chance after half time in that second test. So there's definitely a lot of improvement made, and now what's key is to keep on improving, to keep pushing ourselves, because I mean there's a bigger challenge waiting. We're now playing against teams that are a bit better, you know, no disrespect, but the Rugby Championship is known to be, you know, the toughest test match series of the year.
The Lions have sort of figured out a way to counter the New Zealand attack, and I suppose the Aussies as well. That's something that we struggled in the last Rugby Championship. How much have you managed to sit down, I suppose, with the coaching staff, with the other players that have the Super Rugby experience, and work together to find a way that will take us forward?
Look, I believe the coaches have put a lot of time and effort in implementing this game plan that we want to now do at the Boks, and you know, a lot of people have been talking about that, and for us it's all about intensity. I mean that's really important. It doesn't matter what you do, but you need to do it at a high intensity, and if you can make good decisions with a solid set piece and have good balance in your game, you know, you can score tries, and that's the key. I mean, we want to play a good attacking brand of rugby, but there are a lot of, you know, things that you don't just get to. You don't just get to attacking rugby. You know, your set piece needs to be key, and of course, defensively. I mean, we haven't even spoken about defence, but defence is a form of attack. You know, and we've seen that. How do most New Zealand sides score in Super Rugby? From turnover ball, they spread it wide, they score tries. From a bad kick, they counter attack. So defensively, I mean, we need to be very, very good as well.
Your position, you obviously had a taste of Springbok rugby for a while now. How do you cement that place? You certainly seem to enjoy it every time you get on the field. How do you cement it?
It's a massive privilege for me, and consistency, that's really important, you know, to be consistent in your role, and just do your job on the day for the team, you know, make good contributions and do your job. And for myself, you know, there's a lot of competition in the loose forwards. I mean, there always has been, you know, and that's exciting. We all push each other, and we just want to be better players and contribute to the Boks. So that's key. Consistency is the most important thing.
What is the role of the number 8, I suppose, in new age rugby, and how do we get there?
Look, a number 8 is, there are lots of different aspects, but the game that I play is I'm a bit of a link between forwards and backs. I do roam on the outside channels, and I enjoy that. I enjoy running angles and making decisions in the outside channels. But if it gets a bit slower, I can also move a bit closer. You know, I believe a good number 8 needs to be able to be effective in both roles. You know, whether the game gets a bit tighter or whether it's a bit open, you need to be able to play both games. So, and it's also, I mean, a number 8 is only as good as his front 5, and if your front 5 are dominating the advantage line, it makes it a lot easier for your loose forwards. You know, and that's when we get a lot of momentum, and you see the guys running out wide and scoring tries.
We don't play a lot of international games, so it's very difficult for Coach Alistair Coetzee to try out different combinations, try out different tactics. A lot of critics sort of said that during the Island test we were just maybe trying out too much. But that's what's necessary when you have a new coach, when you have a new team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a new coach, a lot of new faces, implementing a new game plan, and you know, we need to learn from each other, and you only learn by making a couple mistakes and learning from those. So I believe that, as I mentioned before, we steadily improved from that first test match, and we'll continue to do so, and we're going to carry on working extremely hard to do that.
Do you think this team is moving in the right direction?
I believe so. You know, it's extremely exciting for us, and even today, out of training, I mean, the intensity we were training at, and everyone was looking extremely sharp. And this is just it's going to be another challenge for us moving into this rugby championship. But one, I believe we're even going to go to new heights and grow even more. So it's definitely very exciting.
Having said this a few times, being in a rebuilding phase, new team, new coach, what is the goal for the Rugby Championship? What do we want to get out of it? What do we want to achieve?
It's important for us just to take it step for step. Look, there isn't an outcome-based goal at the moment. For us, it's focusing on that first test match, which is in Nelspruit next week against Argentina. And I mean, they're a team who've now had a bit of rest. And they're going to want to make those wrongs right, and they're going to be fired up and ready to go. So it's going to be a massive challenge for us, especially at set piece time, and physically we need to front up. But that's going to put us, it's going to put us in a step in the right direction, playing against a quality team in world rugby. So that's what we want to do. We want to keep being challenged, and that's what's great about this championship. You're playing against Argentina, Australia, New Zealand, and the best teams in the world. So we're definitely going to get better.
Lots of Jaguares players in the Argentinian squad. Does that matter at all?
It's a different kettle of fish. Their first season in Super Rugby, a lot of unknowns for them, a lot of travelling for them being in Argentina. And a test match series is completely different, playing for your country. They're extremely passionate people, and they play on a lot of emotion. But I believe they'll be ready, and they'll be fired up for that first game in Nelspruit.
Are you excited about this new era of rugby? Certainly, you being part of that, maybe even captain someday.
I'm just excited, and as you mentioned before, it's I just want to be consistent and do my job on the field, and perform consistently at international level. That's really key, and contribute to the Boks, and just play my role, and whatever that is and whatever's asked of me, I'm going to do my best. So it's very exciting.
Warren, thank you very much for speaking to us on the show. Wish you all the best for the next week and the Rugby Championship. We're excited to get some international rugby on the team.
Thank you very much. Thanks.